Big up everyone. What is happening, people? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another live stream. Again, I've got to ask the usual question. Can you guys hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. I think you guys can hear me. But let me know. I see someone's already here. Big up AFC always. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you are well. Big up to yourself. Make sure you sub to AFC always, the absolute legend that he is. But hopefully everyone can hear me here. I don't want to just be talking and no one can actually hear my voice. So if anyone pops in, do let me know. Hopefully you guys can hear loud and clear. So, man's got the cowboy hat on and that as well, people, as you can see. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me, people. If you can hear me, we're all good. And we can just begin. Let me know. Because I get a lot of lagging issues, so there is a possibility that maybe you can't hear me on your end. Whatever. We'll just start, and if people join and they can't hear, they can let me know. So, people, back with another live stream. We're on a bit of a roll. Did the first one on Friday night. Did the second one on Sunday. Did the third one on Monday. Did one yesterday, and of course, gonna be doing another one today. So, today, Champions League football. A very, very eventful night yesterday for the wrong reasons. We'll discuss about that. We'll talk a little bit about football in general as well, as per usual. So yeah, people. Yeah. Having said all of that, let's just get straight into it. The Champions League. I guess we'll start with the Champions League then. So, yeah, the games that were on yesterday, we had Galatasaray versus Juventus. That was a very intriguing game, people. I'll be totally honest. A very, very, very intriguing game. I did not expect that to end up 5-2. It ended up 5-2. I remember yesterday we were discussing that game, literally discussing it, and I said I think Juventus will win and they'll see out the 2-1. But somehow that ended up being an absolute crazy game and probably the game of the night as well. You know, when you see that PSG were playing, when you see that Real Madrid were playing, naturally you think, okay, those are going to be the more interesting games. Well, one of those games was interesting. The other one was very disappointing, especially for me because I decided to watch it. But that Juventus game was crazy, absolutely crazy. I wish I'd watched that now. I wish I'd watched that game instead of wasting my time with Benfica versus Real Madrid. So I'll just bring the Champions League up on the screen actually. And there's a game going on right now as well. Actually, to be fair, I think Newcastle are currently beating Karabag 1-0, and that's been 5 minutes played. Fair in, well in. Let me just share the screen and we'll discuss the Juventus game that was on. So let's have a look. Juventus 5, Galatasaray 5, Juventus 2. What a crazy game. What a crazy game of football this was. So as you can see right there, goals from Koopmeiners scored 2. Goals from Gabriel Sara for Galatasaray. Then Koopmeiners equalises literally a minute later. Juventus go 2-0 up, Koopmeiners again. And that second half, I'll be honest, it looks like Galatasaray absolutely battered them. A goal in the 49th minute, 70th, 74th, 60th, 86th, a red card as well for Juventus. Wow. Okay, so I think we can just assume that this tie is done. I mean, surely there's no way that Juventus come back from this. There's no way, surely. This has to be done. I'm shocked, genuinely. It's always the games that you least expect to be the exciting ones that end up being the exciting ones. As you can see with this one. Let's look at Juventus's team because I don't know much about Juventus nowadays. I don't know who their manager is. Galatasaray, as you can see, pure domination from Galatasaray. 20 shots, 9 on target, 58% of the ball. Just pure domination. They absolutely dominated them. I'll be honest, Galatasaray beat us too, but at least we didn't get smoked badly like this. So You look at Galatasaray's team, people. I'm going to be honest. I don't know a lot of them players. I do not know a lot of these players. I know Davinson Sanchez because he was at Tottenham at one point. Other than that, you have Yilmaz, you have Lang. I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of these players. No idea who any of them are. Literally. And the fact we lost to this team as well makes it even worse. Makes it even worse. Yeah, as you can see there, Kieran goal, Jacobs, Badakai, Saleh, Lucas Torreira, I remember from Arsenal. So that's a player that I remember. Sarah, Lang, Atgun, Yilmaz, and the striker is who's the striker? Osserman. Osserman's the only one, literally. Osserman is the only player I know out of these, literally. Victor Osserman and Davinson Sanchez. And Davinson Sanchez at Spurs was not even a good player. Let's get it right. He was not a good player at all. Osserman as well. A weird one because Victor Osserman was really talked about in the summer as someone who could potentially move on from Galatasaray. I'm very shocked that he's still there. I'll be totally honest, people. Very, very shocked. Big up Joshy J, bro. Hope you are well. Big up yourself, Josh. Make sure you sub to Joshy J. Absolutely legend in the building. Appreciate you being in, bro. But yeah, Osserman not getting a move in the summer was very odd. There was a couple clubs that I think could have done with a Victor Osserman. I think United could have done with him. Arsenal could have done with him. Chelsea could have done with him. Other clubs too. But the striker market in general wasn't great in the summer. I think everyone did what they had to do. I think we probably got one of the best ones out there in Hugo Ekitike. United end up with Shesko. Arsenal end up with Victor Gyökeres. Chelsea end up with Liam Delap. I'll be honest, out of everyone, they probably got it the worst because I'll be honest, Liam Delap is not a striker that I look at and think, wow, what a signing. It just isn't. Okay. So we probably got the best options there in Isak and Ekitike. Arsenal have Gyökeres, who is yet to really show what he's worth. Hasn't really hit the ground running there. United have Shesko, who, again, I don't think Shesko's a bad player. He started to really show his worth in the last couple of days as well. Last couple of weeks, sorry. Correct myself there. We've got Ekitike. Ekitike, enough needs to be said there. He's been a very, very good signing. And Chelsea as well, for years now. It's been a good couple of years since Chelsea last had a good striker. Big up Adam. Big up Adam Partridge, man. Big up yourself. Appreciate you being in. It's been a very long time. We'll discuss that a bit more in a minute. But look at the Juventus team. Let's look at Juventus' team. Okay, I'll be honest, people. Juventus have fallen off big time. Wow, my life, they've really taken a fall for the worst. I don't recognise most of these players. Thuram is the only one. You got Thuram, Coop Miners. I don't know any of these players. Don't know any of these players. I remember when Juventus used to have Dybala, they used to have Ronaldo, they had Szczesny in goal, Chiellini, Bonucci. And now you look at them and you think, wow, what a fall from grace. Juventus were one of those teams back in the day that everyone loved. Everyone loved. Big up Wahaha, bro. Big up your damn self. Hope you are well, Wahaha. Appreciate you being in, but just talking a bit about the Champions League games from last night. Then we'll talk a bit more about just football talk in general as well. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This Juventus team looks ass, man. It looks ass. Gregor in goal, Kalalulu, Bremer, Kelly, Cambiazo, Coop Miners, Locatelli, Thuram. The only one I know is Thuram as well. I know a bit about Weston McKennie as well. Consejo and Yildiz. Bloody hell. It's no wonder Juventus got battered last night then. It is no wonder they got smoked. That is a shocking team. Let's have a look at their bench as well. Who's on their bench? So their bench has got Federico Gattai, Filip Kostic. Again, I don't know who I don't know any of these players on the bench. Spalletti is their manager as well. So Spalletti, okay. It's no wonder Chiesa wanted out of this club, man. It is no wonder Chiesa wanted to leave Juventus and come to Liverpool. They are absolutely pants, man. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Look, Juventus are a big institution in world football. They're a big club. I don't think you can really discredit what they've done in the game. But Jesus Christ, that team is absolutely terrible. I remember a couple of years ago, back in 2018, you had Ronaldo, you had Bonucci, Chiellini, you had Alexandro, even Chesney, Dybala. They've really, really fallen off, man. I say it's sad to see, but a lot of people say that Juventus aren't exactly the most um, class club on the planet. So maybe it's long overdue, and maybe karma has caught them up. But equally, having said that, other than Osimhen here, that isn't a good Galatasaray team either. Let's have a look at their bench. Yeah, Gundogan. Okay, so they've got Ilkay Gundogan on the bench. So he's a decent player. Probably finished now, but did bits for City. Other than that, people, Leroy Sané as well. Okay. So they have got some decent players. You got Mauro Ricardo here. You got Leroy Sané, and you got Gundogan. That's weird. They put most of their decent players on the bench. Gundogan probably should have started. Sané probably should have started, and Icardi probably should have started. So yeah, you do a two up top with Osimhen and Icardi. That's a decent striking partnership there. Sané as well playing up. Yeah, looks like they rested a lot of their big hitters, and they still smoke Juventus. So my prediction for the game was actually I think I said it'll finish 2-1. Ended up being 5-2, and yeah, looks like I missed the most eventful game of the evening, unfortunately. I wish I'd watched it. Nowadays, with football, you just don't know what games are going to be interesting and what games are going to be crap. You turn on a game, you think it's going to be a good game. Let's use Arsenal Liverpool, for example, a couple of weeks ago. You think it's going to be a good game because both teams historically are known for playing good football, and it ends up being a dead, boring 0-0. And then you look at another game in the league, let's say, a game that's been crazy. We'll use this one, for example, Galatasaray versus Juventus. You think it's going to be a good game? You think it's going to be a crap game, sorry, because both sides aren't great. And it ends up being an absolute belter and one for the ages. So you just don't know with football nowadays, people. These big games are just not what they used to be. Even Liverpool versus Manchester City, not what it used to be. It's crazy, and it just shows just how far football has fallen in the last couple of years. The last 2 years, especially this season, last season, there's been a big decline in the quality. Everyone in the Prem seems to have gotten gradually worse. And nowadays, with the Prem, it's just a case of who's the least worst team that wins the league. Whoever's the least worst in the league are the team that wins it, which is why we won it last year, which is why Arsenal will most likely win it this year. Or even if City win it, people, look, I'm going to keep the same narrative. City have won it because they were the best of a bad bunch, not because they were a very good side like they've been in years gone by. In years gone by, when City win the league, I congratulate them because they've been the best side in the league and they've absolutely killed everyone. If they win it this time around, I'm going to be honest, people. They've just been the best of a bad bunch because this is not a good Manchester City side. It's not. It's not a good Manchester City side. And somehow they're still in being spoken about in the title race, which is mental in my opinion. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, back to this game. So yeah, absolute battering. Juventus were 2-1 up at half time. They just crumbled in that second half. Looks like Lang equalised. Then Davinson Sanchez put them 3-2 up. Then Lang again made it 4-2, and then Boyai made it 5-2. A horror night for Juventus. Let's be totally honest, people. An absolute horror. So, like I said, the stats there say it all. 29 more the ball as well. This tie is pretty much done. Let's be honest. This tie is done. Going into the second leg, I'll be honest. I don't see a world where Juventus can turn this around, especially with the team that they have. The team that they have doesn't look like a good team either. It doesn't look like a team that is going to turn stuff around. So it's peak. Well, it is peak for Juventus. Having said that, if they get an early goal in Turin, makes it 5-3. They just need 2 more. There's no more away goal. There's no away goal either no more. So that balances it out. So again, don't ever rule nothing out, people, because you just never know in football. Football can produce crazy moments, especially with Champions League, people. Who would have thought that we beat Barcelona 4-0 when they beat us 3-0 at the Nou Camp and Messi scored that great goal? Who would have thought that we'd come back and win that 4-0, especially when we had no Salah and we had no Firmino in that game? No one would have given us a chance, let's be honest. No one. And we did it. So the impossible can happen. And a European stadium on a European night can create magic. It can. 110% it can. So, yeah, people. Yeah. I wouldn't rule it out. But again, I don't think it's going to happen purely because I look at that Juventus team and the quality looks poor. I don't know where Juventus are in the Serie A. If I just pull up Juventus there, takes me to Juventus where they are in the table. Let's have a look. Is this going to take me to the Champions League? Oh, here we go. Inter. Okay, so right. So Juventus are not even doing well in this area. I think it is a top four thing. The top four get Champions League as well in the Serie A, same as the Prem. So you can see Inter are clear. Inter are clear by that's GD. What I want to see is whatever, doesn't matter. Inter are winning with you know what's mad? Yeah, Inter have lost 4 games. Milan have lost 1 game. Yet Inter are top of the table. Napoli are in 3rd. Roma are in 4th, and Juventus are in 5th. Juventus used to walk this league year in, year out. It used to be either Juventus, Inter, or AC Milan going for this Serie A back in the day. Now, all you ever see is Inter Milan win it. Juventus have properly fallen off big time. Like I said, I'd say I feel bad for them, but from what I've heard of Juventus, they're not exactly the most likable club on the planet. So maybe this is long overdue. Who knows? But yeah, this tie's done, people. Honestly, if an upset happens, or if someone comes back, if Juventus come back, I'll be very, very, very surprised. I'm gonna be totally real about it. But yeah, so this is the Juventus game. Wish I watched it back. Looking back on it now, I believe I was streaming at the time that this game was being played. I'm pretty sure I was still streaming. I would have been better off, and I would have actually had a decent night too. Instead, what do? I waste my night watching Madrid, who are crap. No offense, but yeah, Galatasaray 5, Juventus 2. Mental, absolutely mental, people. But yeah, when is the second leg being played? Let's have a look. Scroll up a bit. I believe the second leg will probably be next Wednesday, if I'm correct. Come on, let me scroll down. The fuck? There we go. To reload it. Okay, so Newcastle winning 2-0 as well. That's interesting. So the second leg for this game will be played next Wednesday. Okay, so next Wednesday at the Juventus ground. Can't remember off the top of my head now what the Juventus ground is called, but yeah, we shall see, people. We shall see if an upset will commence. We shall see if Juventus can pull off the impossible. You want my answer? The fuck they can't. The fuck they can't, man. Only certain clubs can do that, and Juventus can't. Let's be honest. Having said that, I remember a couple of years ago when Juventus lost 2-0 away against Atletico Madrid, and then a Ronaldo hat-trick in the reverse fixture actually saved them and sent them through. So you never know, people. You never know. Don't rule anything out in football, people. Do not rule anything out. But yeah, let's move on from that Juventus game. We'll talk about another game now. What other game was on last night? We'll talk about this Dortmund-Atlanta game. Okay, so Dortmund-Atlanta. Goals from Girassi and Vieira, sorry. Got Dortmund the 3 points here. Okay, so again, not really much to say about this. Let's have a look at Dortmund's team. See what Dortmund are like nowadays. Again, not a great team, let's be honest. Is there anyone there that you'd really take at your clubs? You've got Joe Bellingham there, obviously Jude Bellingham's brother. Brandt is a player that I'm very surprised is still at Dortmund. After all these years, after all this time, I'm very, very shocked that Brandt is still a Borussia Dortmund player, because I was sure that a big club would have snapped him up. I'm sure I felt personally that he was Bayern Munich bound, but obviously not. He stayed loyal to Dortmund. A fair play to him. I remember when we signed Mohamed Salah, I think Jurgen Klopp actually wasn't keen on the idea of signing Salah. I believe his preference was probably to sign Julian Brandt from Dortmund, but luckily it looks like our coaching staff actually coached Klopp out of that, or talked him out of that, and we ended up with Salah, which again was a good thing in hindsight. Because can you imagine that Liverpool signed Brandt? With all due respect to Julian Brandt, there's no chance he would have had the same impact in the Premier League that Mohamed Salah did, and he would not have had the same impact for Liverpool that Mohamed Salah did. So, yeah, that goes to show that Klopp's talent ID isn't always the best, and sometimes the sporting directors do come in clutch, because a manager sometimes may see something a little bit differently, but sporting directors will see it a bit differently. So, yeah, this was a very, very that was a very interesting saga. Sorry, but it's surprising to me. It's very surprising that he's still at Dortmund because I was sure Bayern would have signed him. I was sure maybe another Premier League club would have looked at him, but no, guess not. Still at Dortmund. I believe he's coming out of his prime years now. So again, I think he could have done very well at another club. I'll be honest. I think he could have done very well, but who knows, man. Jude, obviously, Joe Bellingham as well. Jude Bellingham's brother, looking to follow in his older brother's footsteps by the looks of it. Which yeah, good luck, man. Good luck. Good luck following in Bellingham's footsteps. But Dortmund ain't exactly the best either. They used to have a decent team as well back in the day. Again, another team that are really falling off. You got Atlanta here. Atlanta, some decent players there. Kolasinac, who used to play for Arsenal, if you remember, Arsenal fans. De Roon, Zappacosta used to play for Chelsea. Who else? Scamcha, yeah. Edison, guys, this Edison player is someone to look out for. This Edison here, defensive midfielder, is a Brazilian player. Someone that I like a lot. Someone who Liverpool are actually linked to quite a bit in Klopp's final year. In Jurgen Klopp's final season at Liverpool, 23-24, 2 seasons ago now, we were very, very heavily linked to Edison because at the time we had Gravenberch, but Gravenberch hadn't been kind of molded into the 6, so he was still kind of just, well, let's be honest, Gravenberch hardly got any game time under Jurgen. It's only last season on the slot that Gravenberch started to play more. But yeah, Klopp was really looking at Edison in that last year as a defensive midfield because because what we did was we did sign or we did sell Fabinho, but the problem was we never really replaced Fabinho as well. So that was something that I think Klopp noticed, and that was something that I think Klopp really wanted to rectify. That summer, the window we had, we brought in, was it Soberstein, McAllister, Gravenberch. So the summer started off well. 3 good signings to add to depth. 3 signings that were going to reinvent, re-energize our midfield. 3 young, energetic midfielders. But then it kind of took a bit of a turn, didn't it? Because we sold Fabinho, who, I don't know. Looking back on it, I'm not sure we should have sold him. I'm genuinely not sure we should have sold Fabinho because I feel you manage him a bit more. You manage his minutes more. You could have probably got 1 more year out of him, max. So I think we sold him at the wrong time. Henderson as well, another one who massively took a decline. Was it the right decision to sell him? Probably was at the time, but do we miss Henderson as a captain? Probably so. We probably still do miss him right now as well. So again, that was a very strange window for Liverpool. A window of joy and then a window of annoyance too. We had the whole Caicedo saga as well, which was absolutely mental looking back on it. But yeah, people. Edison was someone we looked at, defensive midfielder for Atlanta, a Brazilian. So you know he's a Brazilian. He's got to be pretty good, right? The rumours kind of died down though after Klopp left. We were linked to him a little bit last summer too. When I say last summer, I mean the summer of 2024. But nothing ever really came of it. And since then, it's been very quiet. He's still at Atlanta. No one's made a move for him, but he's someone that I really rate. I've watched a couple of his highlights. I've watched a bit of him. He's a very, very decent defensive midfielder. And he's definitely someone that a big club should look at and I think we'll look at. So, like I said, with Liverpool right now, I think we still lack a defensive midfielder. Gravenberch is good. He's good. What he did last season was immense. The fact that he's at 8 and he was able to do a job in the 6, very good last year. And to be fair, if you asked me last season, do we need a number 6? I would have said no, because I would have said Slot has moulded Gravenberch and turned him into a number 6, so we don't need one now. However, this season, it's become blatantly obvious. Let's be honest, it's become blatantly obvious that Gravenberch is in the 6. You've seen his performances massively, massively decline. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's good enough to be a 6. I think for me, with Gravenberch, push him further up the pitch, put him in that 8 role, and bring in a proper defensive midfielder to play behind him and cover for the back 4. Well, for the 2 centre-backs mainly. For me, again, I don't think Gravenberch does that. I think Fabinho did that perfectly. Fabinho was a perfect defensive midfielder. And the fact that we've let him go 2-3 years ago now, and he still hasn't been replaced, absolutely mad. Big up, Night Time Kid. Big up your damn self, my brother. Big up. All good, man. It's all good. You're here now. Big up yourself, bro. Big up. But yeah, Edison, definitely a player that we should look at. I need a defensive midfielder. Whoever it's gonna be, go anywhere in the world. Whoever it's gonna be, get me a defensive midfielder, please, please. I want to see Gravenberch pushed up, bro. Atlanta are not good in the UCL. I haven't watched much of them in the UCL, to be fair, bro. I'm gonna be honest there. I have not watched much of Gravenberch at all. Gravenberch. I haven't watched much of Atlanta at all. Who's gonna take John Duran? I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. What do you think, Night Tom Kid? Because he's a decent player. I know Villa obviously ended up letting him go. He's someone that Liverpool should look at, but will we look at? I don't know. I don't know if he's the profile of player that we'd go after. Maybe a Chelsea would look at him. Maybe a Spurs would look at him. I'm not sure. Big up EOS, man. Big up your damn self, EOS. Hope you are well. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Took a while for people to get rolling in, but you're all here now, which is important. Big up yourselves. But yeah, we're just discussing the Champions League games. We discussed the Juventus game. Now touching a bit on this Dortmund game. This Edison player, guys, Nighttime Kid, EOS. I don't know if you've heard of this Edison player. Brazilian DM who plays for Atlanta. A relatively good DM. Someone that we were linked to quite a lot back in the day. I say back in the day, I mean 2 years ago in Klopp's last year. Since then, haven't really had much links to him, but he's a very, very solid defensive midfielder. I think he'd be a perfect Fabinho replacement. Big up, Ross, man. Big up yourself. Appreciate you being in, bro. He would be good, but Solanke and Duran now, I would rather have experience up front. And Solanke. Okay, so you do a 2 up top, yeah? Not a Tom Kid. You do a 2 up top with Solanke and okay, so you want okay. So you want Solanke and you want an experienced number 9. Oh, you want Solanke, the experience, and a young number 9. Okay. So who do you want then, Night Tom Kid? Who would your striker pick be? Let us know. Let us know, broski. But yeah, look, you can't sit around and wait on players nowadays. You cannot. We've seen it with Mark Guehi, perfect example. You sit around and wait for a player. You try and take the mick. You try and be smart. The player just goes, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to go somewhere else. That's what happened with us and Guehi. He thought, fuck Liverpool. They're taking the piss. So I'm going to go to City. And he's a City player now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. We took the piss with Guehi in the summer too. Should have gone in there straight up. Centre-back should have been the first thing we did. Instead, no. Prolong it. Drag it till the end of the summer. And you know what? At the time, I was annoyed at Palace and Oliver Glasner. Big up Dan Shumbo. Big up yourself, man. Big up your damn self. At the time, I was annoyed with Palace, but looking back on it, I think they had every right to do what they did. They weren't going to find a replacement in time. And they couldn't let him go. I'm going to be honest. I've got to be totally honest about it. So we were the ones who were in the wrong, really, with Guehi. Go up there, pay the money, get the player. What do we do? Nah, we'll prolong it till the end of a window. Palace don't have a replacement. They can't let him go. Cool. We screw up on it. Oh, big up AJ. Big up yourself, AJ. Best moderator in the building. Big up yourself. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Noosa looks decent. Osman is a good player. Wants too much wages. John Duran is decent, but I haven't seen him enough. You're not sure yet, bro. Okay, bro. Okay, brother. You know who'd be a decent signing for you, Night Tom Kid? I'd say Osman, but would Osman really want to go to Spurs? I've always felt Osman's more of a Chelsea player personally. AJ, big up AJ, man. Appreciate you being in. Big up Night Tom Kid as well, yeah. But yeah, it's cool that you miss out on Guehi in the summer. That's fine. That's more than fine. Whatever. I can accept that to an extent. But you've got to go straight back in there in January. Especially seeing how our centre-back situation completely fell on its arse this season. Konate had a mare. Leona got injured. Gomez injury prone. The fact that we've only got 2 centre-backs and we're relying on Konate, hopefully, fingers crossed, staying injury-free for the rest of the season is pathetic. You sign a centre-back in January, that's for next season. When we need one for now, the here and now. This club, man. This club. Seriously, man. I mean, talk about being cheapskates. Big up, AJ. Big up. But yeah, this game was not great, I'm going to be honest. Dortmund, Atlanta, not something that you want to watch. Dortmund won 2-0. Again, I'd imagine that's done going into the second leg. Don't think Atlanta really have the cojones to pull that off. But yeah, those were the two dead games. We'll talk about the more interesting ones now. Come on. All right. We'll talk about the more interesting games now. The two big ones. Where's this taking me? Here we go. So we have Benfica, Madrid, Monaco versus PSG. Now, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Big up AJ. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate you, bro, every single time. Big up Dan. Big up Danchum. Yeah. You mean Ferran Torres? Oh, he's at Barcelona, isn't he? Nighttime kid. I don't imagine he's gonna want to lose Barcelona. I think Barcelona players are a bit easy to get if you have the money. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Players aren't gonna leave Barcelona to go enjoy Tottenham. Let's be real about that. Players, and I don't mean that this should to take the piss out of Spurs, but you're not gonna leave Barcelona, who just came off the back of the season they had, and go to Man and go and play for Spurs. Newcastle currently winning 3-0 over Karabakh. Dancho, I knew that was gonna happen. I mean, we slapped up Karabakh 6-0 and we're not good. You know, we're crap and we beat them 6-0. Karabakh, they are not a good side. Genuinely. So I'm not surprised that Newcastle winning 3-0. And that's away from home too, Danchum. So that you know that the second leg is going to be a wrap for them as well. Madness. But yeah, you got PSG versus Monaco and you got Madrid versus Benfica. You know what? We'll start with the I'll save the Madrid game to the end because I want to talk a bit about that and what the incident that happened because I'm not happy with what happened in that game at all. So we'll start with Monaco versus Paris Saint-Germain. Bro, what? Because what, are you upset that I've cooked Spurs a bit, bro? But yeah, we'll start with Monaco versus Paris Saint-Germain. Then I suppose this was actually a pretty eventful game. 5 goals scored. Monaco were actually 2-0 up. 2-0 up, people, and they completely bottled it. King was doing a watch long. Big up to King, by the way. I was in King's chat for that, and I genuinely felt like Monaco could pull it off. When they went 2-0 up, I thought, you know what? Just remain defensively solid. Remain defensively compact. As you can see, 2-0 up within 20 minutes, so they had a bright start. Just remain solid, man. Defensively, 4-0 now. Wow. Wow, Danchum. They are getting absolutely smoked. They are. How they made the playoffs, Danchum, I'll never know because they're not a good team. Akilouch, we need to get fairs, bro. Fairs. But for this game here, let's be honest about it. You have to hold on against Paris Saint-Germain. You just have to. You have to. Because, you know, the quality they have, they get one goal, it's curtains. You know, the teams are going to shit themselves. But then you're 2-0 up, Monaco. You're 2-0 up in the game. You have a cushion. All you have to do, lock off for the rest of the game. Lock off and keep Paris Saint-Germain compact. Well, I say compact. Keep them at bay. You know, a bright start from Monaco. I'll be honest, coming into the leg, I thought Paris Saint-Germain would be easy, but Monaco gave them a good fight. But you're 2-0 up, for fuck's sake, man. Just lock off. Lock off. Desiree Doué scores in the 29th minute. Vitinha missed a penalty as well, people, in this game, by the way. At 2-0, Paris Saint-Germain get awarded a penalty. Vitinha missed it. So again, they got away with that as well, Monaco. Desiree Doué scores in the 29th minute. I'm going to be honest, the second Doué scored, I knew that the comeback was on, and I knew that Paris Saint-Germain would probably turn this one around. Monaco, man, do not have the courage at all. Do not have the courage. Hakimi equalised before half time to making it 2-2, and then Doué again stepped up, making it 3-2. So yeah, that's 3-2. PSG won the away leg, which is the important thing. I don't see much happening in the second leg. I think they win comfortably now. Look at the stats as well. Again, PSG dominated. Martin, Hoodleman, we need to get. Interesting night, Tom Kid. Interesting, bro. You want a lot of players, huh? But you've got to offload players too for the income, haven't you? Yeah, again, just domination, man. Looks like as soon as they score and make it 2-1, PSG dominated. 28 shots to 7, 12 shots to 4. Look at them, man. This just tells you everything you need to know about the way PSG play football. Relentless attacking football. Look at that. 12 shots on target to their 4. 28 altogether to their 7. 73% possession to their 27. Pure domination. You know, Paris Saint-Germain, they're so good on the ball. You're never going to beat them at possession. So you only really have one way of having to play against them, and that's playing them deep. Look at PSG's line. Well, is there anyone from Monaco I know? Not really, to be fair. I don't know any of them players. So look at PSG's lineup. I'm not sure if that's their regular keeper, people. I think we need Grimaldo at Michael Bay. Stay away from Grimaldo. Stay away from Grimaldo, Nighttime Kid. He's coming to us, bro. Alonso's going to be our manager next season. In the summer, he's coming to us. Bring back Vuskovic off loan. Okay, Vuskovic, I'm not sure if that's Paris Saint-Germain's first choice keeper. I don't know. I'm sure that that's not their first choice keeper and that's their cover or something. But yeah, you got Hakimi there, Marquinhos, Pacho, Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes, a very, very good left back. Marquinhos as well. Marquinhos still playing football at his age is mad. You got Zaire Emery, Vitinha, João Neves, Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele, and Bradley Barcola. Again, that's a good PSG team, a very solid team. I look at their bench: Gonzalo Ramos, Desiree Doué, Lee Kang in, Beraldo, Lucas Hernandez, and then a couple of other players that we don't really know. So yeah, again, I think this substitution changed everything, people. When Luis Enrique decided to bring Desiree Doué on, and I think he subbed. Who did he sub off for Doué? I'm not sure who it was. I think it was one of Kvaratskhelia or Barcola who got subbed off. That substitution from Enrique, masterclass, because it completely flipped the game on its head. Up until that point, PSG weren't really saying nothing. Doué comes on. He pretty much instantly scored as well. I think it was only a couple minutes that he came on. Offload Romero and get a right back and a good... You want to sell Romero? That's your captain, Nighttime Kid. That's your captain, bro. PSG main keeper. Okay. Yeah, I thought so on Danchum. I thought so. You want Dean... Bro, Dean Henderson ain't better than Vicario, bro. Dean Henderson is crap, let's be honest. He had a little bit of a decent spell at United a couple of years ago when him and De Gea were fighting. He ain't good, Nighttime Kid. You're better off sticking with Vic. Super duper Vic. PSG's first choice goalkeeper was on the bench. Chevalier. Danchum, I'll be honest, bro. I don't know why the hell they sold Donnarumma. Donnarumma being sold was absolutely mental. Made zero sense. Idiotic decision, in my opinion, to do that. And the fact that they haven't replaced him with someone half decent is mad. Henderson clears Vicario. I don't think so, Nighttime Kid. I'm telling you, Vicario is crap. I'm telling you, Vicario is good, bro. I'm telling you, Vicario is a good keeper who's being let down by your defense. That's what I think, bro. Put a decent defense in front of Vicario. I think you'll soon see him actually start to be a decent player. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this substitution from Enrique, Doué on, completely changed it. Like I said, came on within a couple minutes, makes it 2-1. And then that gives PSG the ascendancy, and they go on to win the game. 41 minutes, Hakimi equalises, then Doué again gets a brace. So a Doué brace gets PSG the win here. And again, Paris Saint-Germain, you win the away leg. That puts you in a very good position for the reverse game, the home leg. Wasn't easy. Did Paris Saint-Germain play at their best? No, they didn't. I'm going to be honest. They weren't at their best. I think we need Kubo or someone else, Fairs. Vicario is shit, bro. OMG, he's crap, bro. He's not a bad keeper, Nighttime Kid. He's not a bad keeper, bro. Have you seen some of the goals we conceded? Ball versus Forest. All the goals are on Vic. Who do you want then, Nighttime Kid? Who's your preference in goal? If you had to pick anyone, realistically, if you had to pick any goalkeeper realistically, who do you want? I think we need Kubo. Is he the Dortmund keeper? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Kubo is the Dortmund goalkeeper, isn't he? But yeah, PSG in a good position going into the second leg at the Parc des Princes, the home game, home advantage. I think I'm going to be honest, I think PSG will comfortably win that second leg. I think they comfortably win that second leg by about 3 or 4 goals. I don't see Monaco really going there and causing them too much problems. Oh, Kubo is the winger. Not Kobo, Kubo. Yeah, my bad. I got it mixed up. Okay. So you want Kubo. Nighttime Kid, you know what? Put it in the comments, bro. Put it in the comments. What players would you offload from Spurs? And then what players would you bring into Spurs? Let me know. Interested to hear your opinion. But he might not leave. Well, for Spurs, bro, he definitely won't leave. No disrespect there again. Yeah. Paris Saint-Germain, the defending champions, get the 3-2 win away from home. I'm not sure what the Monaco ground is called, but they went 3-2. Reverse fixture is next week, Wednesday, probably. Yeah, next week, Wednesday, I think, at the Parc des Princes. Again, I don't expect anything other than Paris Saint-Germain to beat them in that second leg with ease. Having said that, again, you never know with football, do you? Just never know. You just never know, people. So I wouldn't write it off. I wouldn't rule it out completely, but I think PSG have the experience and the know-how to maneuver their way through to the next round with relative ease. So yeah, moving on from the Paris Saint-Germain game, we'll talk about this game now. This was the game that caught all the headlines last night for all the wrong reasons, and we'll talk about that too. But we'll talk about the game first. Benfica versus Madrid. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I say a couple of weeks ago, literally a while back, Benfica actually beat Madrid. Was it 4-2? Looking for it now. Where is it? Madrid, Benfica. Where are you? Should be here somewhere. There you go. Benfica actually beat Madrid by 4-2. And that was a big game for Benfica because it meant that they snuck into the playoffs. Mourinho, schools are below here. Madrid red card and everything. So they play each other again. I'm going to be honest. I expected Mourinho to do Mourinho again, what he did. Newcastle killing Karabag. I'm not surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. Well, Karabag are absolutely trash. Like I said, could be 10-0 up by now, and I'm not even exact. That's crazy. Wow, that is crazy. It looks like they're peppering them. You know what? Let's have a look at the stats for that game then. Let's have a look. Karabag are trash, but 4-0. Let's see what the stats are saying. Karabag have had more. Oh my days! Look at that, people. Look at that. So Karabag have had more possession. Well, fuck that. Who cares about that? Jesus Christ, Karabag. Wow. 16 shots to 0. 11 shots on target to their 0. Oh my days, Karabag have been shocking. Wow. Pure domination from the Geordies, isn't that? Yeah, but I'll get Karabag out of here, man. Honestly, how the fuck have they made the playoffs being as bad as they've been? Oh well. That's game over then for Karabag. Newcastle are gonna beat them. But yeah, back to this Benfica versus Madrid game. This was the game that for me I wanted to watch because I thought it would be the most interesting out of everything. Newcastle have been amazing. More than Karabag being tried. Okay, fair play to Newcastle then. Fair play. Nighttime Kid, here he is. Shell edition, so who you would sell? I'd sell Vicario, Jagasin, Richarlison, Power, Udogi, Bentancur, Shaw, Bissouma. Bring Colo in, kick Colo out. Ben Davis, Tell, Danso, Brian. I don't know who Brandon is. I don't know who Austin is, and I don't know who Kinski is. But yeah, okay. So you want to Nighttime Kid? That's half your team, brother. That is half your team, bro. Man said, Vicario. Okay, as an outsider, I don't know much about Spurs, so correct me if I'm wrong. I think Vicario's half decent. I think Udogi's half decent. I think Bentancur's half decent. Shaw's, I assume. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Nighttime Kid, no disrespect, bro. There's no chance your club are gonna do a big haul like that. You're gonna still have a lot of these players here next season. Big up AJ again. Big up AJ, man. Definitely sub to Waha, the legend. Big up, man. You take Richarlison at United at Waha. Yo, big up SK, man. Big up yourself, bro. It's been a while still. Glad to see you a while, man. Big up yourself. Appreciate you being in. Vicario's been asked this year. Is that more so him, though? Or is that more so the Spurs defence letting him down? Because I actually don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. I think he's an okay keeper. But I feel like the defence just lets him down. Big up SK, man. Appreciate big up, man. Just got a new job. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself, man. Happy to hear that. Glad to hear you're doing well, man. Appreciate you being in as well. Make sure you drop the SK, people. Make sure you drop SK a sub, the absolute legend. There he is, AJ, man, coming in clutch as usual. Doesn't miss a beat. Absolute legend, man. Yeah, sub to SK, people. Vicario has been horrible. Yeah. It's Wahaha trying to steal Gordon's pen. No, it's Willock trying to steal Gordon's pen, sorry. Oh, no, has Newcastle got a pen as well now? Wow, have they been awarded a penalty to make it 5-0? That's mad. That's mad. But yeah, this Madrid game, I thought Mourinho was going to do it again. I really thought Mourinho. Yeah, big up SK, man. Huge congratulations on getting that new job. 5-0 Newcastle. Wow. 5-0 and it's not even half time. Yeah, that's just a case of how much they're going to score now, isn't it? That's just a case of how much they're going to score. Paul gets done easily. Only thing he's good for is crosses. Udogi keeps getting injured. Danso is slow and he acts like he wants to take a shit. You're funny, bro. I thought he would do good. He isn't. Vicario's crap. Yeah, okay, so you're not hating on. Okay, so you do not want Vicario and that all. I've gathered that. Yeah, SK, big up, man. Big up yourself, man. Glad to see you back as well, man. It's been a while. So I thought Mourinho would do it. I genuinely thought Mourinho would school Arbeloa once again. But you know what? Arbeloa actually did his thing this time around. Arbeloa went there, did his thing, and got the 3 points. The first half was dead. Let's be totally honest. That was a dead first half, 0-0 at half time. You knew what you can see what Benfica were doing, sitting deep, making it hard for Madrid, and then Madrid again showing how bad they are, showing how crap their quality is. By not doing anything at all. Fourth goal for has Gordon scored? No way, Gordon scored 4 goals. Wow, big up Anthony Gordon, man. But yeah, Benfica sitting deep, making it hard, making it disgusting, like you expect a Mourinho team to do. And Madrid just killing themselves, man, showing just how bad their attack is and how bad some of their players are. Can't break a low block down. Madrid had all the ball in that first half, but Benfica were relatively comfortable. They weren't really doing nothing going forward. But yeah, man, Madrid were ass in that first half. Absolutely ass. Kinski's a backup keeper. He's shit. Brandon Austin, third choice keeper. He's crap. Richie's decent. Not what a big six club needs. Tell is crap now. Well, you know, listen, United top kid. If Madrid, if Bayern don't want Tell, why would you sign the guy? If he's not good enough for Bayern, what makes you think he'd be good enough for Spurs? But I'm gonna be honest, bro. Who cares about the third choice keeper? No one has good third choice goalkeepers. Everyone's third choice goalkeepers are crap, man. Madrid been good lately. They've gone 7-1 in their last day. Bro, SK, they're actually top of La Liga, man. I looked at the La Liga table. Barcelona have crumbled. Bro. Madrid are now top of the La Liga by a point. So I'm gonna be honest, man. As much as people were taking the piss out of Arbeloa when he got appointed, he's actually done a decent job there. Decent job, man. Got them top of La Liga. They're probably going to advance in the Champions League as well now. So, yeah, Arbeloa doing his thing, man. Maybe he'll get the full-time job. Who knows? Tell was never going to dislodge Kane. Of course not, bro. Of course not, SK. No chance on earth. The Barcelona defense is suspect. Bro, it is. It is, bro. Tell me about it. You know, the fact that they went out of the Champions League last year due to their defense, and this summer they didn't strengthen defensively, they're still as bad. It's just craziness, bro. Bentancur just needs to pass and just look behind him. He has a big BBL, so it's just he's not good. Bissouma again was decent at Brighton, but look at Spurs, man, just ruining all these players. Man. The fullbacks, especially Koundé and Balde, have declined massively. They have, bro. They have, from what I've heard. Looks like Flick's under pressure as well, bro. I've seen that the Barcelona fans were not happy that they lost their first spot. Pedri's been a big miss too. Yeah, Pedri's always going to be a big miss, but he's a very, very good central midfielder, arguably the best in the world. But yeah, bro, the fact that Barcelona have let Madrid back into this title race, and the fact that Madrid are now top, considering Madrid have had all sorts of problems this year, managerial change, is crazy. Absolutely crazy. However, it is still only 1 point. You know what I'm saying? So Barcelona could still come back and win the La Liga. Madrid could still end up not winning it. So, yeah, it's looking good for them now, but who knows, man? Who knows? But I'm not here to discredit Arbeloa. He's doing his thing. But yeah, this Benfica versus Madrid game, second half again, it felt like it was going to come to life. Vinicius Jr., credit to him, scored a brilliant goal. A brilliant goal. I don't rate Vinicius Jr. particularly highly. Again, when you comparing to other Brazilian players, I think he's a bit of a scrub. But that goal was brilliant. An absolute brilliant finish. He then runs over, taunts the Benfica fans with his celebration. But then after that, I'm going to be honest, that the game's not going to be remembered for that goal that Vinicius Jr. scored. It's going to be remembered for the shocking incidents that happened after that. So Vinicius Jr. scores the goal, which was a brilliant finish. If you haven't seen it, do go back and watch it. So he scores the goal, runs over I don't know what his celebration was about, but I'm assuming he was taunting the Real Madrid fans. So he taunts them. Well, not the Madrid fans, the Benfica fans. He taunts them. Then he runs back over, and that's when it goes a bit crazy. When Vinicius Junior is good, he's very good. Mm, mm. I don't know if he'll be at Madrid this next season though, because I do feel like Saudi could try and eye him up. I'll be honest, but yeah. So apparently, one of the Benfica players, I'm not sure who he was, what his name is now, but he covers his shirt like that, and he says something, and obviously, from Vinicius Junior's reaction, whatever he said wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. There's no way Vinicius Junior would have kicked off like that, reacted like that, if the guy didn't say something mad. If he didn't say nothing mad, there's no way Vinicius Junior would have kicked off to the ref like that. No way. Look at the stats for this game as well. So yeah, again, bro, it's 15-9, 8 to possession, 56%. Yeah, statistic. Let's look at who Madrid had lined up. Talk about this before I get into the main talking point. Yeah, Benfica's team. Otamendi used to play for City. Who is the player that was? I don't know who the player was that said the stuff to Vinicius Junior. I think he was one of the fullbacks. I'm not sure. But Madrid's team, Vinny Junior, Mbappe, Tuchemeni. No Bellingham in this one. Trent had a decent game, to be fair, got an assist. Rudiger as well. So a relatively decent Madrid team. No Bellingham, so I'm assuming he's out injured. So yeah, let's leave Madrid's team up there like that. When Vinny is good, yeah. By all reports, he called Vinny a M word 5 times. That's crazy, AJ. So he covered his mouth like that and said it 5 times. 25. Oh, number 25. Okay, so that is... Let's have a look who that is. Let's have a look who that scumbag is. 25, 25, 20. Oh, so this guy, yeah. This is him. Here we go. Here he is. Gianluca Pistani. Okay. Okay, Mr. Racist. Okay, AJ, cheers for that. So I know who he is now. So yeah, he's the one who said it, so he's a winger, obviously. That's crazy, bro. He said it 5 times. What's crazy is that there are so many ways to insult Vinicius Junior with that. Exactly, bro. Why do you have to resort to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just so like, I've been angry at times, but I've never once, ever in my mind thought about being racist to someone. It's never crossed my mind when I'm annoyed. The fact that when people get annoyed, their first instinct is to be racist is mental. Mental. It was 25. Cheers, bro. Crazy, bro. But like I said, something was definitely said. There's no way he runs over to the ref and acts like that if something crazy isn't said. And as for the player as well, I'm assuming he's going to deny it now. Of course he is. But look, if you're not going to say nothing mad, if you're not going to say nothing crazy, why do you need to do that and talk? Why can't you just talk normally? Why have you got to put that over your face like that and say something? It's obviously clear you're saying something that you know you shouldn't be saying. So again, it all kicked off. Vinicius Junior went straight over to the ref. I'm assuming he told his Madrid players as well what was said. Benfica players got involved a bit. I'm going to be honest, man. The Benfica players were a disgrace, man. You know, they were an absolute disgrace. You know, the way they was acting, the way they was giving it large. Again, protecting a racist is crazy, in my opinion. But yeah, they're a disgrace. They can all fuck off, the scumbags. Vinicius Junior then went off the pitch, I believe. Don't think he wanted to come back on. It looked like he was going to get subbed. I wasn't sure what was going on, to be fair. It was all a bit crazy. So that happens. Arbeloa then gets involved. I think Mourinho has a word with Vinicius Junior. And Mbappe's getting involved. And Mbappe was livid, by the way, people. Mbappe was absolutely livid. And I don't blame the guy at all. He had every right to be annoyed. Because, again, that's one of his teammates. You know what I'm saying? He has every single right. And I think Mbappe, after the game as well, came out in an interview, said it perfectly with his interview and what he said. He should never play football again. Simple as that. Fact, JJ, make an example out of him. Make an example out of that scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Make an example to every single player in world football and even to fans too that racism is not going to be tolerated. Anyone who is racist is going to have major repercussions happening to them. Major repercussions. As for this game, though, again, Madrid sorted out. That incident just completely killed the vibe of the game. I think it would have come to life otherwise, but yeah, completely killed the life of the game. Madrid have won the first leg. I doubt Benfica are going to go to the Bernabeu now and turn this around. So I think Madrid are through. I'm gonna be honest. I think they're through. Again, Vinicius Junior as well dealt with it well. Madrid team as well at the end, straight down the tunnel. Don't blame them. They would have been absolutely livid with that. But yeah, let's stop share screening this now and just I'll get to the comments and talk properly so I can. Oh, don't want to do that. Here we go. So yeah, people, that game is going to be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Let's be honest. Never should have happened. You know what I'm saying? You're angry. Okay, cool. You're angry. But why is your first instinct when you're mad to be racist to someone and say something racial? AJ, you just said that he said the M word. Not once. He didn't just say it once. He said it 5 times. 5 times. Now, people are going to get onto the ref and that, but I don't think the ref heard what happened. I doubt he heard what happened. So, again, it's one of those where the ref has to take it as well. One person saying this thing, another person saying this thing. So I feel for the ref in that sense because he really probably didn't know who the hell to believe. New bucket hat profit. Now, bro, this is I bought this at the parade back in May. It says, if you can see, it says Liverpool 20 times on it. 10 likes, boss. Appreciate everyone, bro. AJ, I'm gonna be honest, bro. YouTube's been bugging recently. I saw on someone else's mobile device that my stream had about 15 likes, but when I check on mine, it says only 7 or 6, which makes no sense, bro. YouTube just bugging as per usual. But yeah, 5 times. You say it 5 times to a player, which is mad. What an absolute scumbag. I believe the player's nationality is Argentinian as well. Which is mad as well, crazy. It's mad, absolutely mental. The fact that we're in 2026, people, we're in big 2026, and racism is still racism is still a thing, is crazy, and it's disgusting, and it's not on. UEFA don't deal with this stuff properly. Let's be honest, UEFA, FIFA, whoever, they don't deal with this stuff in the correct manner. They just don't. They just do not, because if they did, it wouldn't happen continuously, time and time again. You know what I'm saying? And Vinicius Junior, it's not the first time that Vinny's had this happen to him. Let's be honest. He suffered from it a lot in La Liga too. Valencia as well. I believe he had an incident at Valencia a while back. Now he's had this again. And again, another thing I want to say, them Benfica fans are absolute scumbags. Absolute scumbags. Not only are the Benfica players scumbags, not only is the racist player a scumbag, the fans as well. You're throwing stuff onto the pitch. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Your player is in the wrong. Your player has said something racial, and you're throwing stuff at Vinicius Junior on the pitch. It is mad. Their fans are a disgrace. And you know what? Before the game, I was rooting for Benfica to go through because I wanted to see Mourinho do Madrid. But after the game, with what happened, I'm glad Real Madrid won that game. I am glad Real Madrid won that game. And it was the right thing. It's what needed to happen. Because after the Benfica player did what he did, after their players acted the way they did, after their fans acted the way they did, I am so happy that they did not win that game. Genuinely. And I hope they don't win the reverse fixture either. And I hope they get battered at the Bernabeu. That's me, honestly. Now, Mourinho's comments after the game, I'm not sure what he said exactly, but some people were saying he defended it. I doubt it because Mourinho has such a close relationship with Drogba and etc. And I doubt he'd ever defend that shit ever. I think Mourinho in his post match, I think he was more getting on to Vinicius Junior for the celebration. He's trying to get onto Vinicius Junior. He's trying to say Vinicius Junior should not have provoked the fans. I'm sorry, Jose. Whether he provoked the fans or not, whether his celebration was appropriate or not, that is no excuse for the fans to act the way they did, and that is no excuse for the player to say the M word 5 times to him. Vinicius Junior hat-trick next week. I hope so, bro. And I hope it's right in front of the Benfica fans as well. And I hope he celebrates in front of them too if he does. I hope he celebrates. Prophet, huge congratulations on 647 subs. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Big up, bro. Appreciate that. But yeah, bro. 2026, and we're still talking about this because UEFA don't do nothing about it. FIFA don't do nothing about it. The Premier League don't do nothing about it. Oh, we banned that fan for life. or we banned him for a couple of months. How about you make an example out of these people? Put their names out there. Put their names in the public so we all know who they are and what they look like. That's properly making an example out of people. And that will make people think twice before saying something crazy. Put these people out there. Name them. Put their picture everywhere. Make an example out of them. This guy's a racist. He said this. He said that. How about we do that instead? Because otherwise, this is going to continue. Let's be honest. It's going to continue. And I'm livid. I'm livid that we're still talking about racism in big 2026. Because this should have been over years ago. But it's not, obviously. Happened at the beginning of the season too, guys. The Liverpool-Bournemouth game at the start of the season. Semenyo was subjected to racial abuse by a Liverpool supporter who very quickly was removed out of the ground. But again, if it was dealt with correctly, if examples were made out of people, this stuff wouldn't happen. It wouldn't continue to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it won't be the first time, because this will happen to another player down the line and another player down the line as well after that. Let's be honest. Big up Nighttime Kid, man. It's not going to change unless people grow a pair and do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think Mourinho was defending or trying to defend his player there. He wasn't. He was more getting on to Vinicius Jr. for the celebration, saying that Vinicius Jr. was in the wrong to provoke the Benfica fans. I'm sorry. He celebrated. He took the mick out of them. So fucking what, man? You know what I'm saying? That is not an excuse to be racist. And the fact that the player, again, did this, and then he said something. Why are you doing that? If you've got nothing to hide, if you're not saying nothing crazy, why are you going to do that? Why don't you just say it normally? If I want to say, for example, oh, you're a prick, I'm going to say it like that. You're a prick to like that. I'm not going to do this and say, oh, you're a prick. You don't do that unless you've got something you want to, you know, you shouldn't be saying and you're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of people stand up on this, which I like. Mbappe, like I said, perfectly said it in his post-match interview, perfectly said that this shouldn't be tolerated. And again, he said that players should never play football again. I agree that players should never play football again. Make an example out of that cunt, man. Mourinho, I don't rate him. Are you talking about you don't rate him as a person or you don't rate him as a manager? Nighttime Kid. The abuse is real. We won't see an open gay footballer in the Prem. Yeah, AJ, I know. Literally, you know, people get racist abuse. People will probably get abuse. If a gay footballer came to the Prem, he'll probably get abuse for it as well. People just, again, it's 2026, exactly, bro. No one cares. No one should care what colour someone is or what someone looks like, etc. It shouldn't be a thing no more. I'm saying, and over a football game as well. Oh my God. Talk about over stupid shit as well. Over a football game, you call someone that. Oh my God. It just makes me angry, man. Bro, even Benfica backing their player saying they don't think oh my God. Benfica are actually backing their player. And they're saying Vinicius Jr. They're saying they don't think Vinny could have heard what. Or they're saying that Vinicius Jr. misheard. They're a disgrace, man. If Benfica are actually trying to cover up that, bro, they're an absolute fucking disgrace. Who the fuck do you guys think you are? Condoning a racist behavior. Saying that player, look, and you saw the player's face as well afterwards. The racist player, he knew he was fucked. He completely knew he was fucked because I'm gonna be honest, that's out there now. Whether this gets dealt with, whether you ever deal with it properly, which I doubt they will, it's out there. Everyone knows that guy is a racist. He's cooked wherever he goes next. And at the Bernabeu as well next week. If he starts that game at the Bernabeu next week, he's getting absolutely... They're going to be on to him from the beginning, and I don't blame them at all. I don't blame them. Racism in big 2026, people. Big 2026. I would have punched him, AJ. I would have decked that guy straight up. You know what I'm saying? I would have punched him in the face proper hard if it was me. So credit to Vinicius Jr., bro, for remaining as calm as he did. Because that's me. I'm decking that guy straight, punching him. I don't care. I'll take the fine. Whatever happens, I'll take it. You know, that's someone who's insulted my skin color. That's someone who's been racist towards me. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think Mourinho should have just come out straight and told his player straight. Well, he said it in the media straight that my player was in the complete wrong. I don't condone his actions. And we are going to look to rectify this and sort this out. And the player will face repercussions. That's what Mourinho should have said. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. I think Mourinho didn't. I don't think he dealt with that as well in the right way. The player should have been sent off, firstly, people. He should have been sent off for saying that. Should have been a straight red card. And if he wasn't red carded, Mourinho should have had the decency to sub that guy off. Sub him off the pitch. Take him off. He shouldn't be on there. Why leave him on? I'm getting angry just talking about this, people. I hate racists, man. I fucking hate racist people. But even, yeah, I've read that one. Honestly, if it was Vinny, yeah, we've read that one too. Bro, even other Benfica players, like they're saying Vinicius Jr. misheard, bro. How can you mishear? You can't mishear, bro. Like, stop trying to cover for... Oh, my God. Absolute disgrace, man. Hope that club flies. Hope that club burns, if that's the case, if they're actually defending it. Mourinho didn't even talk like he disagrees with the player, bro. Like, come on, he's the manager, people. Look up to him. You can't come out and talk like he's... Night Time Kid, I agree, bro. Mourinho didn't deal with that properly. Should have subbed the player off during the game. After the game, should not have done what he did. Should not have done what he did. Should have just said the player was a disgrace. Shouldn't have said it. Instead of going after Vinicius Jr. and trying to steer the focus there. Can I please make this point? Look at the women's game. Yeah, bro. AJ. Men can't do that, though, unfortunately, can they? In the Premier League, because you know that some scumbag is going to take the piss out of it. Some scumbag is going to be... some scumbag's not going to support it and they're going to get abuse over it. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad world we live in, bro, where people can't be open about who they are and what they are. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad world where people are still getting gracefully abused in football as well. Henry as well. Thierry Henry as well. In the studio yesterday said it perfectly. And I agree with Henry, what Henry said. Henry's exact words: why are you covering your mouth? You coward. Why are you covering your mouth? Be a man. Say it to someone's face. And that's what the guy was. He was a coward. That's cowardly behaviour, doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? Henry spot on as well. Said it perfectly. A lot of trans female players, and no one mocks no one. Exactly, bro. Exactly. But in the men's game, that people would get abused for that. AJ, we do, bro. We live in a truly sad world, 100%. We live in a very, very sad world. You know what I'm saying? A lot less female footballers. Yeah, we are. If you don't say anything wrong, don't cover your face, man. Exactly, Nighttime Kid. If you're going to swear at him, if you're going to call him a prick, if you're going to call him a dickhead, cool. But again, that's the big indicator for me. The fact that he did that. You don't do that unless you know you're saying something that you shouldn't be saying. And I've seen other content. I think Lee Gunner said it perfectly as well. I think Northside said it perfectly too. One or two other content creators on stream as well. The fellas with the realist show yesterday, King Rasta video said it perfectly too. But that situation's made me annoyed. Because we should be sat here right now talking about how good Vinicius Jr.'s goal was. Talking about how he scored a worldie. Instead, we're not talking about that. We're having to talk about racist behaviour yet again. The guy now suddenly have I'm not sure what that means. Like Tom Giddy now suddenly has Vinicius Jr. on his wallpaper after he's trying to play off the situation like it's a damn joke. Bro, he's making it worse for himself. Everyone knows, bro. Everyone knows what kind of player he is and what type of person he is after that. I mean, did he really expect to say it 5 times? You know? 5 times, bro. He said it 5 times. And he thought nothing was going to happen. What a dickhead. Absolute dickhead. UEFA need to do something here. Because this can't continue. This cannot continue. It cannot keep happening. It cannot. No, UEFA need to make an example out of that player. Ban him for life. Don't ever let him play football again. His face is already out there. Everyone knows what the guy looks like. He's got nowhere to hide, so he's done it in that case. Make an example out of him. Don't ever let him play football again. You know what I'm saying? Luis Suarez, I'll use Luis Suarez as a perfect example here. The guy shouldn't even have been playing football. He should not have been playing football. Suarez, as a player, look, he's a great footballer. But as a person, he's a lowlife and a scumbag. And for that reason alone, I don't have respect for him. I don't. I'm sorry, I cannot rate you as a footballer if I know what your character is like. I just can't do it. That's just me. He shouldn't have ever been playing football. After what Suarez said to Patrice Evra, he should have been banned for life and made an example out of. But he wasn't. They still allowed him to play. And they do this too much times over there. They've done this too much times over the years. Too much. I would love to know what that Benfica players think of this. I would love to know too, AJ. I genuinely would. I would love to know because it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace that the player had the cheek to say that, and then he didn't get sent off. He didn't even get subbed off. He played the whole 90 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Vinicius Junior dealt with that very, very well. I would have done the same thing. He went off the pitch, said he wasn't going to come back on, etc. Getting involved. Everyone had his back as well. It's great to see how the Madrid players all backed him as well. You know, backing your teammate. Facts, AJ. Facts, bro. The fact that that dirty cunt is still playing football as well is crazy. Should be banned for life. You know what I'm saying? Suarez should have been banned for life back in the day, but he wasn't. The Premier League don't deal with this properly. UEFA don't deal with this properly, and they won't deal with it properly again. They won't. We know what they should do. They know what they should do, but they don't have the courage to do it. They don't. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Madrid won that game. Happy that they won that game. They deserve to win that game. There's no way on earth I wanted Benfica to win it after what happened in that game. And I hope Benfica get absolutely trounced at the Bernabeu next week as well. Which I think they will, to be fair, because Madrid players and their fans are going to be extra fired up and motivated now for that game after yesterday's incident. And yeah, I hope that Benfica player plays. I hope he plays and he gets absolutely cussed out. I hope so. You know what I'm saying? Mourinho, do a decent thing. Throw him out to the Lions. Throw him out to the Lions in that game. Bro, I want Madrid. Yep, 6-0 Madrid, 7-0, 8-0, 10-0, whatever, bro. As long as Madrid absolutely trounced him. You know what I'm saying? Scummish behaviour. Scummish behaviour, man. And AJ, you know what's made me even more annoyed now? The fact that you said he said it 5 times. He didn't just say it once, he said it 5 times. That's what's angered me even more. You absolute loser. You absolute lowlife. You absolute scumbag. Happened to Semenyo at the beginning of the season. I don't claim that fan. He's not a Liverpool fan. We do not do that at Liverpool. We do not act like that as Liverpool. So that fan, obviously, I believe he's banned for life now for games. Good. You know what I'm saying? Should have put his name out there too. Put his name out there in the public so we all know who he is. That's what I think needs to happen. If a player is racist to another player on the pitch, that player instantly gets banned for life from playing football. And his face is already out there anyway because it's on live television. If a fan is racially abusive towards a player, again, ban them for life, but put their face out there. Let these people know. Put these people out there. Put their face out there so they feel the same and not knowing that wherever they go, they're going to be classed as that and they can't go nowhere. That's what needs to happen. Instead, people get protected. People, oh, we banned him for life. Okay, cool. But he's still protected. We still don't know who he was, what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? What's to stop him doing it again? Madness, man. Madness. But again, there's no room for racism. And there's no room for racism anywhere. Any club. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere in world football, there's no room for that stuff. No room at all. Say I said that I would never work again. Why is it different for a footballer? Exactly. Why is it different for a footballer? Why did they get special treatment, AJ? Why? But yeah, man. That game is going to be completely overshadowed for the wrong reasons. Big up Andre, bro. Big up yourself, Andre. Big up, man. Appreciate you being in. Just talking about the Madrid game, bro. And talking about the incident that happened in the Madrid game yesterday. Because I'll be honest, I'm livid. I am not happy with that at all. You know, and I've kind of been on a bit of a rant about it as well. So, yeah, I'm not happy, bro. At all. Just talking a bit about that. Wonder who we will play round of 16. I think we will either get Galatasaray, Atletico. I think we get we get one of Galatasaray, Juventus, or Bruges and Atletico, I think so. Yeah. With the better version of Liverpool compared to league version. Yeah, the better version shows up in the Champions League, bro. The better version shows up in the UCL. The crap version shows up in the Prem. But yeah, Andre, the whole Vinicius Junior incident yesterday absolutely pissed me off. And it still has. With all due respect, gents, we don't want AJ, we don't want them, bro. We've seen how hostile they can be, man. Especially when we went there earlier and lost. So, yeah, you're spot on, bro. I don't want them at all. Juventus, best situation for me. Juventus are trash, bro. Andre, I looked at their team as well earlier on. If you want to look back at it later, I looked at their team. They are ass, bro. Their team is ass. Literally, they've got one good player in there, and that's Thuram. They're absolutely crap, man. And the fact that they had Ronaldo, they had a Dybala back in the day as well. It's mad how they've fallen off. Yeah, Andre, it's not the first time it's happened, is it? You know what I'm saying? It's not the first time. You had the whole incident with the World Cup, remember? When that chat got leaked in the bus. I'd be more scared of Gala and Atletico. Yeah, Atletico could be a problem, bro, because they caused us problems early on in the season too. And Gallo as well, but we went away to Gala. We saw how hostile their ground was. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not exactly confident there. Gala got sued. They have, bro. That atmosphere is crazy. Crazy, crazy atmosphere. Crazy, man. Crazy. You know what? Yeah, man. Crazy stuff. Don't even know what to say, man. You know, that game should be spoken about as how that game we should be talking about how good Vinicius' goal was. Instead, sat here talking about a racist incident again. We need Trafford. Bro, a minute ago you said you wanted Henderson. Now you're saying you want Trafford. I definitely wouldn't want. Yeah, AJ, look, that's a hostile place to go, man. That is a hostile place to go. Bro, Trafford is City's number 2. Night Tom Kid. He's not a number 1. He's City's number. He's number 1 for Burnley. Burnley, bro. Henderson isn't good. You said Henderson was good a minute ago, bro. You think this is Jones' last season here? Andre, I'm not going to lie here. I think it depends on the manager situation. If Slot is still here, bro, I think we're going to lose a lot of players. I can't lie, because naturally, we're not going anywhere with him. And naturally, players are going to start having their heads turned. I think Inter Milan could come back for Jones in the summer. And what happens there, I'm not sure. But it's shocked to lose him. Profit changing the subject. Does my club beat Wolves tonight? Oh yeah, Arsenal play Wolves tonight. I'm going to check that game out. Probably won't be a good watch, but whatever is what it is. Night Tom Kid saying Wolves draw. Okay, Night Tom Kid. I would take Jones in a heartbeat. Yeah, Jones. You know what, AJ? He might not be the best player, but he's got heart, desire, fight, and that goes a long way for me. But will you beat Wolves tonight? Away at the Molineux. Wolves are pretty much gone and out, man. They're not staying up. They're going to finish the bottom. They'll probably their relegation will be confirmed in a couple of weeks, probably. AJ, I think you'll win. I think you'll win. Don't think you guys are going to be pretty to watch on that, but I think you'll get the job done. I can't lie. Then you've got Spurs at the weekend as well. I think Spurs away, so you've got to get 6 points from the next 200%. You know what? Now that you mention it, but let's have a look at Arsenal's upcoming fixtures. We'll talk a bit about Arsenal now, AJ, now that you've mentioned it. Let's have a look who you guys are playing next. Don't think you've got too much hard games coming up. I think City's the main one. Yeah. Oh, big up AJ, man. Catch you in a bit, bro. Appreciate you being in, man. Appreciate you being in. Big up yourself, AJ, man. Best moderator in the building. Take care, bro. Big up. Imagine they get 2 points in the next 2 games. I think they'll beat Wolves and Spurs. I can't lie. That a Tom Kid. In a derby, you'd expect a team to have fight because they're rivals, but you guys never turn up against Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't expect you guys to turn up this time around either. But yeah, Arsenal got Wolves, Tottenham. Then they got Chelsea after that. Okay. Brighton away. Everton at home. City in the Cup. Bournemouth at home. City away in the league. Newcastle at home. Fulham at home. West Ham away. Burnley at home. Palace away. I'm going to be honest, yeah. Chelsea might give them a scare. And City game will be big. So I think, I'm going to be honest, the only games I see Arsenal dropping points in is West Ham away and maybe Chelsea at home. They'll beat Wolves, they'll beat Spurs, they'll beat Brighton, they'll beat Everton, they'll beat Bournemouth, they'll beat Newcastle, they'll beat Fulham, they'll beat Burnley, they'll beat Palace. City is going to be a big one for them. And then I think they could maybe struggle away at West Ham because West Ham are in the relegation battle. They're going to need the points. And then maybe Chelsea at the Emirates can cause them issues. Other than that, I think they'll be fine. Look at City's games. Look at Manchester City's games. Who have they got coming up? Let's have a look. Manchester City. Just discuss who they have. Let's see. So City have got Newcastle in the league this weekend. Leeds away, Forest away, no, Forest at home, sorry, West Ham away. They've got to play Palace at home, but that's postponed. Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Everton away, Villa on the last day. Okay, again, only games that I think City was struggling is I think West Ham could give them a problem as well. I think can't lie, man. City got a nice one in, so it'll be interesting to see what happens regarding the title race. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see, bro. Let's see. Arsenal therefore have hardest. They do, Andre. They definitely have the harder games. They definitely have the harder games. But then again, I wouldn't. I'd back City to drop points in a game that they'd probably win. Same vice versa. I think again, this will come down to who's the least crap out of both of them. Whoever drops the least amount of points, whoever's the most consistent, will probably be the ones who win the league. Wolves and my club might surprise you, lot. Potentially, night time kid. You can never say never, but yeah, I think Arsenal will win. I can't lie. Bro, this guy has no hope for Wolves. Yeah, Wolves. I don't have no. Wolves ain't gonna do nothing, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I've got bigger stuff to worry about than Arsenal, man. You know, I'm not worried about getting to the top 5 this year, literally, and not missing out on UCL football. So, yeah, I can't really worry about what Arsenal are doing, but it's the top of the table matter. They don't concern us. Real night time kid on the burner, yeah. 5-1 now. Okay, so Carabag pulled one back. Interesting. Okay, interesting stuff, man. But yeah, people, man. I think that's it. I'm gonna call it a day today. Again, I've enjoyed doing this again. Appreciate to everyone in. Big up Night Tom Kid. We'll do the roll call before we head off. Big up Night Tom Kid again on a dealer account. Big up Andre. Big up AJ. Who else is in here? A lot of people, man. But yeah, big up SK. Big up Danchum. Big up Danchum, legend. Big up Wahaha. Big up SK. Great to see you in again, bro, man. Big up yourself. Who else was in here? Big up Eros. Big up Adam Partridge. Big up Mr. Joshy J. And big up AFC always as well. Big up to every single person in here. Appreciate you all being in here. Late at night, Tom Kid. Big up yourself, man. Appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with more football talk, so we'll discuss a bit more regarding everything. But yeah, other than that, appreciate everyone in here. We go again tomorrow, people. Liverpool Profit. Peace out. Big up to you all. Catch you in a bit. Bye for now. Peace.